Hello and welcome back to another video, people. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. And yeah, we're just doing a West Ham news roundup sort of video because there's been a couple of things going on that we need to discuss. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. We're closing in on 900 subscribers. I'm very close to 1K. Trying to hit that before the end of the season. So if you could subscribe, that would mean a lot. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Paqueta, Lucas Paqueta, had a great performance against Southampton, was playing really well. I have to applaud him, and we've been waiting for that for a very long time. But you know me, anyone that knows me on this channel, anyone can get it. Pause. Anyone can get it. Anyone can get slandered on this channel. For me, Paqueta hasn't warranted any sort of praise this season. Do I think it's been fair on him in the Lopetegui side of things? No, but as I said, now you've got an actual coach, in my opinion, that can get the best out of you. Two back-to-back performances is really good. Don't get me wrong, and it seems like Potter seems to like him. But I would happily see like the back end of these players where I'm like Kudus, Paqueta, Alvarez, Ward-Prowse, Sufa, obviously. Um, Sorry, but Suchek, I'm putting there as well, but not in disrespectful, but just not the level. I don't think any of these men are the level. But that's just my opinion. Who else? Cresswell. I don't care. Mavropanos. Like, there's a lot of players that I would like to see leave. With the goalkeepers, yeah, we need a new goalkeeper. Yes, it is a priority to an extent, but I think we have other priorities on the board for me. I still maintain that. But let's get into why I'm not happy with Lucas Paqueta today. This was a video on TikTok. Hopefully you guys can see that. So basically, this is outside Rush Green, the training center, where basically you get to meet get to meet the players. Sometimes they'll come out their car and do the whole signature thing, etc. This is him. Can I get a picture of the little one? When it has a Fabianski shirt, I know what kind of jokes you might want to make. But yeah, that's not a good look, man. Just racing off in your big car, not even acknowledging the fans, even when the window's open with your car revved, your very expensive car, with some fans that are supporting you that have come out, made time out of their day to come out and try and get a picture or try and get a signature or whatever because they're appreciative of what your work. Cool, they're not like me that just slanders you all the time, but at the same time, who cares when fans are waiting outside the training ground where you're not going to make any time for them? I don't think any player warrants this. No player warrants this, I'll be real. I remember going to meet the West Ham players once in the 21-22 season, and as much as I like Ogbonna did the same thing. Ogbonna did the same thing. Lanzini did the same thing. Listen, Ryan Fredericks did the same thing, but who cares what Ryan Fredericks thinks? But some players do that to avoid, and I get it. And I get, like, you don't want to be mobbed all the time. But these are fans that have come to pay money to come and see you. Like, these are most likely fans that have either paid for something on their TV to come see you, obviously electric bill, but also some of these fans are probably at games as well, probably paying for stuff in the stadium, probably like they've paid for kits. They pay money to see you. The reason why you're getting money is because of us. But this prick just wants to drive off. And the thing is, you could have maintained your status as a cult hero here for your assist in the Conference League final, and I'm sure some people will maintain that status for you. And as much as I like you, I've literally got the Conference League like shirt, like the away kit that the shirt we won it in with your name on the back. As much as I've got that as well, that doesn't like what does that mean? It doesn't mean I'm gonna be biased and just be like, oh, you can get away with this. Like, what's the big deal? No, it's a big deal. This is disrespectful. This is disrespectful. I think for me, it's very simple. Just give them 5 minutes. I always go back to the story of what Gianfranco Zola, well, what Troy Deeney said about Zola, when Zola was getting mobbed as a Watford manager with Troy Deeney. And Deeney was like, doesn't this get a bit like tiring? And Zola said, just give them a couple seconds. That's Gianfranco Zola, a Premier League great, a footballing great, one of the best players that the people that grew up in that era have ever seen. But meanwhile, you got this guy who hasn't been able to put a full season in of good performances, ignoring the fans. This is not acceptable. I'll be real. It's not. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. And if I was to go back to the comment section, Man City's racing off to the bookies. I remember. Yeah, I can't see why they wouldn't stop at literally 2 minutes. It's young lads looking for a throw, etc. He hardly ever stops. I've been there like 20 times, and in that time, he stopped once. Listen, this might not be true, but it wouldn't surprise me. The problem for these guys is that there are so many grifters these days, chasing signatures for eBay. That's kind of not the point. The West Ham fans just outside them as a chasing signatures for eBay. But I was looking for that comment saying that he never stops, because when I saw the video, I already saw that comment. I was like, yeah, you're a bit of a prick, mate. Not gonna lie, you're a bit of a prick. I don't think anyone warrants that. But listen, if you want to do that, cool. Maybe we've got to be extra harsh. If you want to start disrespecting the fans, maybe we've got to be extra harsh. Doesn't mean I'm not going to give credit where it's due and stuff like that as well. But I saw a report from ex-West Ham employees saying that, or I don't know whether it was actually an ex-West Ham employee or not, but I can't remember. But let's say hypothetically in this situation that the report is reliable, that if Paqueta is cleared, that they expect Man City to come back in for him. They're fucking stupid if they actually want to come back in for Paqueta, because that man cannot be coached. But I'd probably say good riddance, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not saying he's a net negative at West Ham, but at the same time, like, I'm not going to cry. I'm not exactly crying. Same with Mohamed Kudus, who apparently has been linked for 100 million with a Saudi move. Now, this is being reported by Ben Jacobs, so take this with a pinch of salt. Now, I don't think anyone in their right frame of mind is going to bid 100 million for Mohamed Kudus, whether you got Saudi money or not. However, this would be a terrific move for us. We've extorted another team, and you listen to Saudi. It's not exactly like we extorted Arsenal for selling a player a year with a year left on his contract. However, with Mohamed Kudus, he hasn't exactly warranted any form of price tag. He hasn't warranted anything towards his release clause. Now, the reason why the thing doesn't make any sense is because he's got 85 million release clause. So even if you got Saudi money, you're not going to spend 100 million that you could get someone for 85 million for, because the clubs can't exactly reject a release clause. So that wouldn't make any sense. But I think Kudus is gone. I think Kudus needs to go. I'm quite excited for the summer in this sense, because I just want to see movement. But I'm also very fearful for the summer, because I don't think we're going to do what's required, because we've got David Sullivan back in charge of director of football. I do think this is the start of the end for West Ham United, in a sense, where it comes to a point where we're talking about Paqueta, we're talking about Kudus. I think these are two examples of players that, cool, they probably weren't, we probably haven't fulfilled their promises of what we probably sold to them whilst bringing them to the club, don't get me wrong. However, it doesn't warrant their behaviour. It doesn't warrant their behaviour here. Like, when I mean behaviour, I mean off the pitch stuff like that, but also on the pitch performances. I've defended Paqueta and Kudus way too many times to not give them, the slander that they deserve. It's not, when I mean slander, I mean criticism, like constructive criticism that they deserve. You've warranted it for yourself. So I think it's only fair that I do that. So with that Kudus to Saudi move, I mean, who cares? Who cares? If it does happen, then cool, go and get your bag. Like, good luck to you. But you haven't done anything at this club for me to be like, no, please don't leave. Because you haven't done anything in a while. Like, the Liverpool performance was good. The Arsenal performance was good. But you ain't done much. You ain't done much since Potter's been here. Yes, shifting him off to the left isn't great. But you haven't even done anything really of note in your actual position as well, when he has played in the middle. So I can't really do all of that. But however, he's not the main one I'm angry at. Edson Alvarez. Now, cool. Claret and Hugh, one of the biggest rage baiters in the whole West Ham online stratosphere, where they will purposely put out negative headlines to try and wind up the fan base. And somehow this stupid, fickle online fan base somehow fall for every source under the sun. This is the whole point of this, is to basically stir up some shit to kind of deflect away from the owners and deflect the hatred to someone else outside in the club. That's what they do. It's part and parcel. So they reported that Edson Alvarez had a disagreement with Graham Potter and that he was eliminated from the squad. However, ex-West Ham employee has come out and said that he's going to be back for Brighton, and we're going to sell him in the summer. Now, you can see quite frankly from team selections that Potter doesn't like Edson Alvarez, and rightly so. Rightly so. Apart from one good performance against Fulham. Well, to be fair, he played well against Arsenal because everyone played well against Arsenal. But in terms of like stand-up performance, apart from Fulham, he's done fuck all. He put something out on his Instagram story in Spanish. I do not have the care or time to translate that nonsense. I really don't care what he's putting on his Instagram story. This is a player that's got even less even less right, sorry, than Paqueta and Kudus in a sense where you haven't given enough either. I've actually defended Edson Alvarez quite a lot before this season. I was saying that he's very key. We need him back. He's very crucial, and I was liking kind of what he was doing in terms of getting the ball from the centre backs and then passing the ball forward. He's for some reason forgot how to pass forward since the big injury. Got 2 red cards, and that was when I was done with him. Like, you can't be getting back to back red cards in that succession amount of time. When we came up against Nottingham Forest, I literally predicted that either Rodriguez or Alvarez would get a red card, and lo and behold, he did. But then again, you could say, "Oh, give him a blight because he's playing under Julian Lopetegui." But now you're playing under Graham Potter, who I still think is a good coach. I didn't have any expectation for the back end of the season. Did I think we were going to be 17th? No, but I didn't have any expectation of the coach apart from just see who you want, see who you don't want. Now, if we don't have a rebuild, then all that expectation that I've just had then is very, very pointless. If I'm being 100% honest with you, all of that I just said is very pointless if we don't rebuild in the summer. But it seems to be like also Cloud here reporting on Ward Prowse is going. I kind of expected that anyway, but we need midfielders to go. Now, I would like to see an inclusion of Lewis Orford. I would like to see an inclusion of Freddie Potts, but I think even on top of that, we still need 3 midfielders regardless. We still need midfielders of mobility, power, technique, and experience. That should be what we're scouting. We do need to sign a couple younger players as well, because the age of the squad is still one of the oldest in the league. And despite signing some young players, we still signed quite a lot of signed a couple over 30 odd players, which is what we don't need. We have the experience already. We just need to blend that with a lot of youth around the experienced spine of the squad, because we've got a lot, and I mean a lot of experienced players. Like we could go through the whole squad. A lot of them have got experience. There's not one inexperienced player apart from Ollie Skulls and Guilherme. Those are the like inexperienced players. Even Somerville somewhat experienced. Like, so there you go. There you go. But with Alvarez, we don't miss him. It's not like he would have solved anything with the past couple games. But I say that about every midfielder that we have at this club. I think what made me turn on Ward Prowse was him playing in his position for Lopetegui in the back end of the first half of the season before he left to go on loan to Nottingham Forest. And then we saw what he was like. He just was painfully average. And listen, some of you in the comments were right, but I just wanted to see him in his right position. Now, the only reason why he looked better in the 10 was because we had the runners around him, but at the same time, he's not a number 10, is he? He's definitely not a fucking left winger either. But even when he was playing in his right position, he wasn't doing enough. Now, don't get me wrong, in the system kind of helped him at Southampton in hindsight, the 4-4-2, the Oriol Romeo covering for his like lack of physicality and mobility, etc. But at the same time, when you want to see it translate for your club, you kind of want to give it a chance. But when you're a Premier League player with Premier League experience, you want to expect instant results, because Kilman and Wan-Bissaka have given us instant results, despite what everyone thinks of Max Kilman and the price tag, etc. Still giving us instant results, and he may not be the best, but he does help out quite a lot. He does need to do better himself as well. Don't get me wrong. I would say with Rodriguez, cool. I don't think Potter ever liked. Potter probably saw him once in training, was like, nah, fuck that. So he's probably gone as well. So I need to see 3 midfielders now. I say Lucas Paqueta is probably like the last of the lot that we probably need to sell. I'd say Alvarez, Ward-Prowse, and Rodriguez need to go before him. But we'll talk about that another time. I literally made a video when Potter came in. I said we need better midfielders for his system. I'd said this from the start, but I don't have the platform to influence what people think or to put out there what people think, because people are going to make their opinions already and have expectation. I didn't have any expectation because we don't have the players to play his football. However, even if he doesn't get his players in a summer transfer window, and we go into next season with a similar group of players and whatever, Potter kind of doesn't have any excuses anyway because you knew what job you was getting into. So if you don't get backed, I'm sorry, even though you're not the biggest problem at the club, you've made yourself the problem because you're now taken on board with what's going on. So there's not really much of an excuse. But managers are stubborn as well. So we will see the calamity that happens next season and whatever. Let's hope we have a good preseason, a good transfer window. But we're going to preview the Brighton game tomorrow, people. Make sure to leave a like on the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Social medias are in the description if you want to follow me on the road to 1K subscribers. So please subscribe if you're new. And I'll chat to you guys in a bit. Take care.